don't remember the last time it was this easy to make money on gig apps. Guys, right now, all across the country, gig apps are coming back. They're making a comeback. Not sure who's taking advantage of it, but I know I am. Right now, if you guys are wondering, I'm doing a Spark platform. And 2 weeks since I left my job of 3 years, and I've been absolutely killing it. Yes, it takes work, but you guys can make anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 a week on these gig apps. And a lot of people shoot it down, but it really is doable, guys. You can literally make six figures off of these gig apps. Now, I'm not saying to quit your job. I'm not saying to stop what you're doing and get on these gig apps. But if you don't take these gig apps seriously, like they should be, how some of them should be, because they do command a little bit of respect, except for DoorDash. I'm not a fan of DoorDash. I constantly talk about it on my channel. I'm not a fan of DoorDash. Every other app, though, there's potential to make $1,000 to $2,000 in a week. So, and if you do the math, you make $2,000 a week for 52 weeks in a year. That's over 100K easily, guys. That's 100. Let me do the math. 104K, if I did the math right. But it's doable. I gotta say though, it's gonna be a lot of hours, guys. You're gonna work a lot of hours. You have to make at least 300 to 400 a day to reach that milestone, right? And if you do the 400 a day, you can take maybe a couple days off in that week. The first week, I had a good week. That was my first good week, and I took 2 days off, and I still made, I think, 1,500, something like that. And then this past week, I had to take 3 days off. Today, as you guys can see, it's very, very icy right now. So if I fall on camera, hey, I'm not even gonna edit this too much. So, but right now I decided not to go just because I didn't feel like cleaning my car. As you guys can see, my car's right there. Didn't feel like cleaning. I thought it was gonna be a lot more snowier, but it really isn't. It's just mainly like icy. There's a lot of snow and ice at the moment, as you guys can see. But still, even in weather like this is when no one wants to go out. Granted, I didn't go out today, but if I were to go out, a lot of people don't want to be on the road when it's like this right now. And that's when you have to go in and take advantage. That's when you have to go in and do what other people are not willing to do. So whether you're doing Lyft, Uber, like I say, I don't like DoorDash, but if you're doing DoorDash, you can still make it happen as well. I see people on other platforms sharing screenshots of what they make on DoorDash. So it's doable. I'm just not personally a fan of it. Those low payouts are not it. Let me put this here, guys, for a second. Those low payouts are not it. As soon as I got the $2 for an order, I deleted that app right away. So the apps that I've used that I can recommend are definitely worth it is Lyft, Instacart, Shipt, which is SHIPT, Shipt, and Spark. Those are the apps, the top apps that I recommend. What did I say? Uber, Lyft, Instacart, Shipt, and Spark. Those are 5 apps right there. Granted, I've never driven for Uber, but I've driven for Lyft, and I'm assuming that it's roughly the same. When I was doing Lyft consistently last year, while working a full-time job, every single week they would come out with challenges, which essentially is just like, if you do 40 rides, they give you like $100 bonus, or I'm just trying to remember what they used to be. I think some of the bonuses were decent, not what they used to be years ago, but still, a lot of these platforms have bonuses. Right now, Spark has a bonus. It's not a lot, but again, I'm grateful. If I do 7 in a day, 7 orders, which is doable, I'm gonna be out working anyways. If I do 7 orders in a day, it's an extra $40 that they tack on just for doing orders that you're already gonna do. So when you're doing these platforms, when you're doing these gig apps, you wanna make sure you take advantage of any of those promos that you possibly can. If they have a promo like that going on, try to make that happen. For me, I think it was, if you do 5 orders in a day, you get 32. And then if you do, no, it's 27 for 5 orders. And then if you do 7 orders, they give you an extra $40. Again, not a lot, but for me, I consider that like just an extra order. Like if I'm trying to hit 300 for that day, I know that I'll be fine if I just hit 260. And then the extra 40 will be coming in later that night once I pass the incentive. So on Spark, when there's an incentive, it gets paid out late that night, so around 10, 11 p.m. And you get a notification saying you reached the requirements for this bonus or for this incentive, and they eventually pay it out. It says that it'll hit in 24 to 48 hours, but you usually get it right away. But yeah, right now, like with Spark in the New England area, absolutely crazy. I've seen in the Chicago area, it's also crazy right now. So if I were you guys, I would take advantage. I'm gonna put the link for mine down below. If you don't want to sign up with my link, that's totally fine. I just want people to take advantage of these platforms while they're still here, because I already missed the boat with Instacart back in 2020. So back in 2020, everyone knows what happened. A lot of things shut down. My job, I was working with my brother at the time at this warehouse. My job actually cut our hours. So me and my brother went from full-time working 45 hours a week, 5 hours guaranteed overtime, all the way down to 18 to 20 hours a week. I said, let me just leave. I'll give my hours to my brother. There's no point in me trying to work a full-time week on a part-time schedule. He wanted us to come in from, 7 to 11. I'm not doing that. So I bet on myself back then in 2020, and I did Instacart full-time. I was able to make a good living, but the thing was, I didn't take it serious. There was constant orders, $40, $45, $50. I got one that was $110, $113. I remember exactly, $113 and 21 cents. $113 for an order that took me 30 minutes to complete, and then another 11 minutes to drop off. It was a super close order, and those are the orders that were coming in during that time period. And I was fine with just $150, $200, but in my head, like, I wasn't taking a lot of things into consideration. I could have made way more money. I could have made easily 6 figures that year, easily 6 figures, but I was comfortable, and I was like, listen, 150, 200 is enough to replace what I was gonna get at my regular job. Let me just leave it at that. What I should have done was take advantage, because I honestly thought that what was happening in 2020, I thought that was gonna happen. Like, I thought that was a new norm. I thought that those orders were gonna come on the regular, but they really didn't. So with me doing that, I kind of messed myself over. So that's why right now, with Spark being the way it is, I'm taking advantage. And I'm not letting that chance pass me by. I'm not sure how hot right now the Spark platform is going to stay for, but right now it's super, super hot. So I'm taking advantage as long as it's this popular. I'm going to attempt to go back to my car. It's super slippery out, so if I fall on my ass, you guys will see it. Don't laugh. But guys, I'd be crazy not to take advantage of this time period right now. Usually, I can't get good orders in my immediate area. So the way Spark works is like any app. It works in zones. So all the stores, you're in zones. Oh my God, it's actually, I think it's hail that's falling right now from the sky. Hold on, let me get in here real quick. Let me turn this down. Had the heat going. So it's here. You guys can see me. Boom. So the way the platform works was they're in zones. So my particular zone, my immediate zone, it's not that popular right now. There's some orders that come here and there, but I really do like the other zone. It's about 15 more mile drive to start off. So I do have to take that into consideration. But besides that, I'm always making good money every single day when I go a little further to drive for my zone. And that's just how it is. Sometimes you're gonna have to drive out of your area. That's one thing that held me back before when I would do Instacart. I would literally try to make sure I would only take orders that are in my area. I didn't want to go out of the way to do orders. I know when I first started doing Instacart back, like when I was doing it part-time back in like 2017 or whenever it was, my first couple orders were in Boston. I would drive all the way down to Boston just to do those orders. But honestly, like, I think my area finally popped up. So I was able to take orders in my area, which was awesome because my area was so new. They had this incentive going on that they paid hourly. Now the hourly pay was nothing. It was literally like 16 an hour. But the funny thing is, I'll be playing basketball, I'll be doing my errands, but I'd be on call to take orders. So they had this thing where if it was too slow and you don't make what you're supposed to make during that time period, Instacart would pay out the difference. So I still did get orders here and there. Let me wait for this guy to go. It's icy, so I don't trust the roads right now. But yeah, Instacart still paid what they were gonna pay. And I was still, I still had to take orders that were in the system. As long as I was on shift. But there was a lot of times where it was super, like they were trying to gain clientele. There weren't enough customers in that area, so they guaranteed you a certain amount if you stayed out, because they needed drivers at the time. This was back in 2016, 17, when my area started appearing on the app. Before, I used to have to drive to major city. My major city is Boston, and yeah, Instacart has come a long way. All these platforms have come a long way. So right now, in my opinion, Spark is the hottest one. I would please, if you have the opportunity to take advantage of that, please get on the platform. A lot of areas they have a waiting list, so that's another thing. You don't want to be waiting too long. So that's another thing. Don't wait too long. I know in some parts of Mass, there are waiting lists. In Connecticut, I think it's open depending on what area you're in. And I believe Florida's another one that's pretty open. So definitely take advantage, guys. I don't want this video going on too long. The main message I want you to take out of this video, guys, is please just get on these platforms, see what they have to offer, and before you like fully commit, don't buy a whole car for these apps. Some of these apps eat like Lyft. I think they have a rental program that you can take advantage of. Prices may differ. For me, it'll be like 200-ish a week, which is kind of high, but I have an extra personal car if I wanted to use it. You don't have to pay insurance, you don't have to pay a registration, nothing like that. No monthly payments, just a weekly payment to rent the car. And then obviously whatever it costs for gas or electric. But the electric right now for Lyft, it's the best right now for the incentive wise. If you drive a certain amount of rides in a week, they take off up to $175, and then you're just responsible for paying the rest of it. So that's a pretty good deal. But anyways, guys, down below I'm gonna put the Lyft, or I'm gonna put the Uber or Lyft. I'm gonna put the Spark link down below. If you guys want to sign up, we both get incentives. If you don't want to use my link, that's totally fine too. But please take what I'm saying and apply it. Don't just watch the video. Don't be one of those people that just watch the video and just goes on to the next video. Like, actually take advantage, because you're gonna realize if you wait long enough, the opportunity is gonna pass by. So while these apps are super hot, take advantage. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, guys. I'm gonna end the video here, but everyone have a good one. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Take care.